Fertiglobe was created almost 6 years ago by bringing together a North African asset base and an Emirati asset base to create the largest seaborne exporter of ammonia and urea. One of the key drivers there was to create commercial synergies and take advantage of the fact that you have a very broad asset base that can export to over 50 countries, is what we do on a regular basis. So when it comes to geopolitical tensions, pricing that goes up and down in different geographies, we are quite agile. We're the largest seller into Europe. We're one of the largest sellers into Ethiopia. From time to time, we sell into Brazil. But when we see differences in prices, we can readjust with our commercial team and find where's there the most value for our product. And we've seen that where we've seen discussions on tariffs now, potential tariffs coming into the United States. That's something we can pivot around. We don't sell much into the United States. We can divert cargoes to go into the Brazilian markets, to go into the European markets. So I think it's our commercial team, which is benefiting from a very strong and diversified asset base, allows us to kind of pivot and find value in all types of geopolitical situations. So basically, from a clean ammonia perspective, we outlined last week in our inaugural Capital Markets Day a strategic roadmap, which we call the Grow 2030 strategy, and it's about increasing our EBITDA by over 60% between this last year and 2030. One of those key pillars is low carbon ammonia. But what we said is our strategy there is going to be disciplined growth in low carbon ammonia. We're not going to take an approach of build it and they will come. We are focusing on the demand, which has been a bit delayed the last few years, and we want to time our new supply with that new demand, taking advantage of our low-cost feedstock and the abundant renewable energy we have, for example, here in the United Arab Emirates. But in general, the focus is going to be how can we create value? We're going to be looking for long-term offtakes. We're going to be looking for low cost of construction so that we can create value for shareholders as we move towards the energy transition, which we believe is a matter of when, not if. So I think the UAE can play a very major role, being now majority owned by Adnok, where Adnok owns 86% of Fertiglobe. We have this best of both worlds. We're a private company that's listed on the Abu Dhabi Stock Exchange, but we have the support of our parent, which was one of the largest integrated energy companies globally. So working closely with Adnok to support us and help us find low-cost feedstock, help us move through bureaucracy and red tape very quickly is very helpful on the ground here to add more capacity for the energy transition, but also on G2G relationships with major importing markets for low-carbon hydrogen. Those markets, those governments are in discussions with the UAE on a regular basis, whether it's Germany, whether it's Japan, Korea, other markets. We find that this G2G relationship with our ownership is very helpful to help establish a public and private partnership and adequately move in the energy transition and create value. Yeah, that's always a challenge. You usually have to have a focus on either short or long term, and there's a view that it's a zero-sum game. That if you take from one, you won't be able to. If you're short-term strong, you won't be long-term strong. We try to balance that, and we have an edge up with the Adnok ownership. For example, that we announced last week, Adnok is giving us this ability to warehouse and incubate long-term projects on Adnok's balance sheet, and we buy those projects from Adnok at cost at the completion of construction or the beginning of operations. So we can participate, for example, in an ExxonMobil joint venture that we have in the United States to produce blue ammonia. We can participate in it from today and commercialize it from today, but we don't pay for it until the beginning of operations, which is still in 2029. So that allows us not to take away from short-term dividends and short-term free cash flows, and we can more back-end it, and it puts us in a unique position that other companies don't enjoy, just given the ownership that we have with Adnok. Yeah, so Adnok, especially with the new XRG platform that has low carbon as one of the verticals, is looking for opportunities everywhere. What's great is that we've consolidated Adnok's ownership since last October when Adnok became a majority shareholder in Fertiglobe, consolidated under one house. We are the exclusive ammonia arm for Adnok. So for us, we're getting business development work done internally at Fertiglobe, but we also have an entire behemoth of Adnok looking for opportunities everywhere. Today, or last week, we discussed our ExxonMobil joint venture with Adnok to produce the largest single-site production of low-carbon hydrogen in the world, and also low-carbon ammonia. That's something we're going to participate in, and it's announced. We have a project in the UAE that's under construction, that's a joint venture with Adnok and Ta'ziz and ADQ. But there are several other projects, obviously we can't discuss here, that are under development and we're evaluating, but we're going to take that same disciplined approach to growth, focusing on shareholder value creation and not shying away from taking advantage of the support that Adnok brings us by allowing the warehousing of assets, low-cost financing, and even helping secure long-term offtakes.